Leave our nation be, France asks Trump not to interfere in politics.
Here's a summary of the article.
U.S. President Donald Trump posted tweets about the protests rocking France. The French government on Sunday urged Donald Trump not to interfere in French politics after the U.S. president posted tweets about the protests rocking the country and attacked the Paris Climate Agreement. "I say this to Donald Trump, and the French president says it too, leave our nation be." Trump had on Saturday posted 2 tweets referring to the «yellow vest» anti-government protests that have swept France since mid-November and sparked rioting in Paris. The protests in France are not directly linked to the Paris Climate Agreement, which was signed in 2015 and has since been abandoned by Trump, to the dismay of French President Emmanuel Macron and other Western leaders. Earlier this week Trump retweeted one of several posts falsely claiming that French protesters were chanting his name. Other French politicians have also responded angrily to Trump's latest tweets, including a lawmaker from Macron's party who dubbed the U.S. leader Donald the Senile.
This post received a score of 23,773, with an upvote ratio of 83%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Remember the time that Macron literally had President Obama do a political advertisement for him to help Macron win?
Was Obama that popular in France, lol?
Obama was popular in most Western countries.
A lot of Eastern countries too. I lived in China for a few years, and whenever I said I was American, the most common response was Obama.
The world doesn't revolve around Trump, but this World News sure as hell does.
It is pretty insane. None of the articles that discuss the situation in France, or the demands of the protesters get any traction here. It's only if it is also somehow about Trump does anyone seem to care here. It's really unfortunate, as the French protesters are really representing the working class's struggles. They could hopefully inspire others to try to tackle the increasing wealth inequality and tax breaks for the rich, but we would all rather circle jerk about Trump apparently.
Yep, and now coincidentally there's a post on the top of pics making fun of protests being blown out of proportion. How timely given what's going on in France.
I believe Reddit is becoming more and more curated, both by paid influencers and probably Reddit itself. We've all seen those weird posts that we get notifications for even though they barely have any votes or comments. We like to feel superior to FB and whatnot, but I think we are just deluding ourselves. Reddit is not a place for the free flow of ideas and information.
Yep, time to move.
As long as the powers that be are paying, they will follow wherever you go. When it's someone's paid job to drive the narrative, they have way more time to do it than people who try and counter it.
You can see even in the cryptocurrency subs how people with a vested interest try to drive the narrative of hold or sell. Those are people with just thousands of dollars invested. 40 people have as much wealth as the poorest 3.5 billion people. You better believe that those 40 people spend a great deal of money making sure they drive the right narrative.
Macron is facing the challenge of his life, and there is some truth to what Trump has said. Macron is a president of the elite, as per a Washington Post article dated 8 December, and his removal of the steep wealth tax to a flat tax favoring the rich was just the beginning of his demise.
Lol. What happened to Reddit's crush on Macron?
His approval rating is at 23%, goddamn.
That's the most favorable one. Several others show him as low as 18%.
Not to side with Trump or anything, but Macron incessantly critiqued Trump and U.S. policy any and every chance he got before the French decided it was game over for him. Not that every Trump, U.S. policy was the best either, but it seems Macron is another victim of the Trump curse lol.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.